Good rising star beams. Welcome to the Astro Ascension Energy Update for the second half of March. Absolute pleasure to be with you. My name is Kellyanne. I'm an angelic Reiki master and trainer, and divine feminine soul ascension guide and code activator. It's an honor to be with you once again, to speak to the energies moving through us with our ancestors in the sky. And currently we are in a period of the sun being in Pisces up until the 19th of March. So you may well have been feeling this deep purification energy of the Pisces waters, Pisces being the water element, and the yin and yang, the two fishes archetype, looking to weave and dance together to create more unity within. So these waters of Pisces tend to flow deeply in our unconscious psyche. The Pisces energy can really help to elevate deeper shadow energies that we may have been carrying for a very long time on our path from this lifetime or others. Now, I know for myself and for most of my one-to-ones in the past week or so, we have been surrendering into almost a reprogramming of our emotional waters. What there has been a big rise in is a deep need to surrender into the purification of these Pisces flows. Now that can feel on our energy like we're in an abyss state. We're in like the fertile void. It's like we can feel very fragmented. Our energy can feel very scattered. We can feel intensely fatigued. We can feel like we are experiencing quite deep, heavy emotions that could be melancholy, deep sadness. There could be energy rising within our emotional waters that feels like sludge or stickiness. The key thing is to really allow ourselves to feel these deeper emotional energies, because they are looking to ascend into a higher consciousness. All energy wants to vibrate higher. It wants to return back to source, if you will, to create more harmony and unity within our own being. If we resist, deny, avoid, distract, move towards addictions, for example, which is a lower octave of Pisces energy, which is very normal because our ego consciousness feels fearful when we have to accept and surrender into these deeper layers of sadness, grief, sometimes frustration or anger, or what feels like depression. We don't allow the full alchemy of those shadow energies to be able to dissolve, to be able to honor the journey of ascension back to source. So you can feel almost like we've gone into a descent, spiraling down into a descent energy, to feel into what are in those Pisces waters, almost like the ocean bed, if you will, that can come up to rise with this purification energy, so we can surrender into a repatterning or an alchemy of our emotional energy. The key thing is to not narrate or give our power to the mind, to linear thinking, to organize or understand what these deep emotional energies are, but rather surrender into the abyss, to the black void, to the stickiness, to the sludginess of that energy, to allow the full alchemy, that initiation energy, to birth the light from the shadow. This is in preparation really for our rebirth energy moving into a whole new zodiac wheel journey, a new 12-month journey. As of the 19th of March, the sun moves into Aries. So that Aries energy, that Sun Aries energy, really signifies a whole new journey of our soul's fresh new consciousness and identity. So you can see how this Pisces purification energy wants to eliminate and release any old patterns, emotional wounds, unconscious wounds that can be cleansed in this particular period of time. So knowing Pisces energy and it being yin, surrender, soften, come into nurturing practice, come into being in our own energy, allowing the intuitive energy of Pisces, which is essentially that source consciousness. If you think Aries is the first house, Pisces is the 12th house, it's when we come back into union with I am presence, our union with all that is. We start when we come into our own energy, and when we start coming into maybe a ritual practice of being in meditation or listening to mantra, or being in that mindful stillness of just allowing ourselves to fully land in our own auric field. These intuitive droplets of source consciousness energy can land within our heart space, and we can start formulating an understanding of what we may have moved through. Sometimes this is simply a monumental ascension upgrade. I know for myself, I've experienced deep ascension headaches where you feel like your head is almost has like a concrete feel on it, like a compression. And then I've been experiencing this electrical high-pitched frequency energy over the eyes, and it can really, all you can really do in that state is just absolutely surrender into stillness and to be allowing of that upgrade energy to flow through. But there also might be some energy that's alchemizing and moving through us from these older wounds that maybe from childhood, example, rejection or abandonment wounds that are looking to be catalyzed and move through this Pisces energy to come to the surface, to be released, to be alchemized. And as we know, with more of our unconscious wounded energy, when we don't really know what's happening at that time, but it's still carried within our energy body, we go through layers of cyclical healing around these wounds. And so it's like we're going through another cycle, another spiral cycle of healing, of release. So we're able to come into the 19th of March as this rebirth fire, yang Aries of energy of Aries ignites a new birth of consciousness, a new identity, a new energy signature, our new journey for our new kind of path for the next 12 months of journeying from our I am Aries energy into that 12th house, I am one with all that is energy of Pisces. So with this rebirth of the zodiacal wheel moving through us, this new I am energy of Aries on the 19th of March, we will start to feel more clarity and more assertiveness in terms of what we feel we want to move towards, in terms of more of our soul purpose, more of our divine work in this realm, i.e. what really lights us up at soul level, so that we may move towards that in our next 12-month experience in this journey together, creating and igniting with our own light the flame within others to feel the inspiration and that fire ignite within themselves, as we are all one, so we can start creating our new forms of light pillared energy. It's like, what are we building within this 12-month period that really feels resonant at heart level to what we are destined to do, to live, to share in terms of our authentic signature, our authentic soul frequency. You know, whether that's being an artist, a yoga teacher, a herbalist, maybe you're building a brand new platform for yourself in a different area. What's rising in these energies of completion of that Pisces release of the old, and remembering that we are completing a 30-year period, because Saturn in Pisces has not been in this placement since the 1990s. We're completing a whole 30-year chapter of what may have served us to now make way for new structures of allowing ourselves to build the new within and so without. So what is calling at soul level in terms of your soul purpose that you want to move into? And that fire Aries energy gives us the initiation energy, the courage and the independence codes to start feeling into what do we want to birth next in this 12-month period. And interestingly, when I pulled an oracle message from the Kuan Yin deck, the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, which is all about following the ignition of our heart light towards our soul purpose and what we can share with others to lift others. So we build this golden age, this new earth within and so without energy together. So really feeling into allowing and softening the integration of this Piscean energy of release and the intuitive downloads of what we want to move towards next is a really key signature at this time. So how we can action this, especially in this energy right now of Pisces that wants us to go inwards, that wants us to come into yin, it wants us to slow down to receive these downloads of what we are ready to rise into next. Coming into meditation, coming into stillness, coming into your altar space, lighting a candle, lighting incense, asking and feeling into our I am energy, and calling in our angelic kingdom of light, our families of light, to assist us in understanding what our next step is, and just being in soft stillness, maybe playing relaxing music to tune our vibration so we can be an open channel to intuiting what our next steps are, knowing that our intuition, our third eye, is an instrument, and for us to play higher harmonies we need to play that instrument daily. So a simple 10, 15, 20-minute practice of coming into stillness, asking for our next steps, and simply breathing to the count of 4, feeling into golden light from the sun, filling our heart space, breathing that golden light out into our auric field, and just allowing whatever messaging wants to come in, and then journaling what that is. So that might be a big release process of what is ending and allowing that to fall away, and then allowing the intuitive droplets of the new to come in to know what our next steps are. Now I want to speak to the lunar eclipse on the 24th in Libra. It's a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. Some of the preparation energy that we've been experiencing in this state where we feel like we're shedding old skins, when we're in that state of recalibration, of maybe feeling into something that's triggered a healing or a purification. This energy may rise more coming into the 24th of March, because the Libran energy is about partnership. It's about how we can grow in relationship with another. So there are deep relationship upgrades occurring at this time, where we mirror or we project or we mirror in another something that needs to be healed within. In the galactic mind calendar, we're also in the white mirror wave spell. So you can see the synchronicity of the energy right now in the cosmos and what it's designed to show us in terms of leveling up more of our soul evolution and growth. So feeling into that Piscean energy, working with the Libran energy, which is ruled by Venus, and wanting to create more harmony, more balance, and the Libran energy really looking to balance the masculine and feminine within, but also without. There may well be some deep healing energy coming forth that may feel like a trigger in relationship to another, that shows us more of how we need to step into more of our soul evolution and growth by healing the unconscious patterns, often from childhood and other lifetimes, that want to rise in this energy and be eclipsed out, so we can come into more of our pure, united essence within. So often these wounds that we carry from childhood, unconscious patterns, can fragment some of our soul energy, and so it can feel like a separateness. It can feel like there's part of our energy that's in some of the timeline that needs to be called back. This Libran lunar eclipse energy is looking to illuminate our emotional body, see where within our divine feminine masculine energy needs to be healed to come into union, so we can rise into more empowered energy and shared that unified energy with our friends, with our communities, and for Gaia. We're going through a monumental upgrade of emotional mastery within our divine feminine energy and sacred masculine energy, so we're able to be a more unified, brighter light on this planet, so we can grid that light and move into our next evolution of our soul gifts and soul purpose. The Libran energy wants us to be able to come into unity, into balance, into harmony, being the scales. It wants beauty and harmony led by Venus. It wants that deep flow of unconditional love. But it will require us to go through a healing of where we need to be fully responsible for these unconscious patterns within us, i.e. abandonment. It can be a feeling of rejection from our parents, for example. It can be abandonment in our childhood, for example, or feeling abandoned by friends, you know, when we're in a youthful state. But this energy is definitely coming from other lifetimes as well. So we're going through like a really big, deep timeline, quantum healing around what is rising within our being that needs to be healed, that can be illuminated by that lunar eclipse in Libra and by these Pisces energy powerfully looking to purify what does not serve us at a soul level anymore, so we can birth this new light, this new oneness within our own field, and then come together in partnership with others that are also doing their work on a frequency level. So we're calling in soul tribe, romantic partners, maybe business partners. We're calibrating with others of a like frequency, so we can become more powerful lights and channels of source on this planet to support Gaia, our beautiful goddess Gaia, our beautiful Mother Earth energy, to rise and bless all of her children with our individual light consciousness that has been up-leveled through this deep purification and healing process, in order that we shine more of our soul light and more powerfully step into our purpose, so we can start stepping into new realities and timelines for ourselves. So this is a intense transformational period where we will be shown, mirrored in others, usually there'll be some type of healing, up-leveling and upgrade energy that can really allow us to transform at soul level, so we can step into more harmony within relationship to self, step into higher vibrational partnerships with others, so we can become a greater pillar of light to anchor into the golden grids of Gaia, and together create a deep template of more of that fifth dimensional consciousness, that Christed light consciousness of unity. And so we start building this new earth energy of oneness together. So I really hope this update and energy transmission has supported you. Keep nurturing, keep journeying, keep asking and invoking for our next steps on our journey. Keep feeling into that new courage energy of Aries igniting us on the 19th of March to step into sharing our light and step into our next level of our soul mission and soul purpose. Allow the deep alchemy of healing and potential mirroring to show us in relationship where we need to step into more of our truth, into more empowered boundaries around our energy, watching where we might step into any type of victimhood or giving our power away, blaming, shaming something outside of ourselves, and really healing these energetics within, these lower energetical fields of energy that want to rise to source, and allow ourselves to be the cauldron of alchemy, so we can raise our vibration and fully land that new geometry within, becoming that brand new version of self to journey this new 12-month cycle in a whole new frequency of energy. And so creating new timelines and experiences and moving into more grace, ease and flow by doing so. So I send so much love light to you beautiful beings. You are very welcome to work with me on a one-to-one level if you feel the call for soul evolution and angelic light activation to support your rising. You can find my offerings at starangeltemple.com. I work over Zoom and in person if you are in the Harrogate area at the beautiful Yorkshire Centre for Wellbeing. A beautiful, beautiful environment for deep soul nurture, growth and expansion. And in the meantime, I send all of my love light to you, and I will see you next month for our next update. So much love.